Day before we left, we did a whole bunch of eclipse stuff. We did classes about what the eclipse is and like what we'll experience, and a lot of safety stuff. They didn't want anybody like burning their retinas or anything, so we did a lot of that. We talked about what experiments we'll be doing. We set up the shadow band boxes that are over here that are out of the shot, but we recorded, hopefully, some interesting data about what was happening during totality, so that's pretty cool.
So you guys will go back and go over that data a little bit. Tell us about the students. Where are they from? It's not just students from Alabama.
No, yeah, we have students from all over the country and even all over the world. We have students just in my team who are from like Spain. We've got someone from Norway, all over the world. It's crazy. There's a girl in another group who's from Mexico and a boy from Mexico, and they were like talking to each other in in Spanish the other day, and that was really neat, just meeting other people from other cultures. So you really get a neat experience at camp.
Absolutely. Education is global. And so lastly with you, give us your first reaction to viewing the solar eclipse.
It's just really crazy. It is daylight here, and it was daylight before, and then the eclipse kind of comes in slow, and it's just like a glowing ring in the sky. It's incredible. It's so hard to explain. And then the lighting, it's not like dark like at night. It's like this kind of almost eerie sort of ambient lighting, and there's a sunset everywhere. And then after totality, like right after, it was like somebody turned daylight back on. The moon just moves away and it's light again. It's really awesome.
No, absolutely. It's exactly what happened. So thanks. We appreciate your time. Yeah. Thanks a lot. So we got one more student joining us. It's from the Inspire Project. Please tell us your name and what school you attend.
I am Robert Allsbrooks, and I attend Chesapeake Math and IT Academy in Maryland.
And tell us a little bit about the science experiments and research you were working on while you were here.
I was working with the balloons, and I was also working with the shadow bands and the ham radio.
All right, and how about your first reaction to the solar eclipse?
It was just amazing. When I saw the sun go away, and it almost went pitch black, and I just looked up, and there was just a ring around the sun, and it was amazing. That's all I have to say.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
On behalf of everyone here at Austin Peay State University and NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center, thanks for letting us be a small part of this wonderful event. Right now, let's go back live for continuing coverage of this eclipse from Charleston.
Thank you. We are having a great time here at the College of Charleston, but we've got more images coming here and the International Space Station later. Let's get some images coming in from the Great Smoky Mountains, one of the largest national parks east of Rocky Mountain. Wow. Alex, what is that? Looks awesome.
We're looking at the sun that's still too bright.
It's still too bright.
But it's almost completely covered. It's getting dimmer and dimmer. And this is the unfiltered sun. So we're going to go straight from this to seeing the corona directly. This is going to be a pretty cool shot, actually.
So here's still, glasses still on.
Dimmer. Still got to have your glasses on. It's still too bright to look at directly. But it's just almost like a little tiny Christmas star or something. It's crazy. It's getting tiny and tinier.
Now, why was it in the shape of a star? That's the first one I've seen.
That's oh, there it is. I can see the corona.
Oh, okay.
That's because the camera itself didn't have a filter on it, and it was too difficult to see. But we can see the corona. There's now a little black dot, and you can see the corona around it, and that's actually the closest to what we're going to see when we look at it with our own eyes when we view it here.
John, let's go to social, man. They got to be buzzing on the conversation here.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions coming in. Of course, it's trending all over social media. Let's pull up this image right here on the sidebar, if possible. This right here is just one of our users did of the eclipse from Arlington, Texas. Pretty freaking cool. Showing the showing the partial eclipse on his hand, really interesting. And then we have the Toshiba screen in New York City, where, of course, everyone there in Times Square is able to see the partial eclipse. So it's pretty spectacular views coming in. And we do have a few questions. I'd like to just try to get a couple in. Is it okay to see a solar eclipse in selfie mode? I see a lot of people, there's students out here, and students like to take selfies. Is that without glasses? Is that okay to do?
Actually, it is if the sun's especially behind you, because if you're looking down, the sun's behind you, and you've got it in selfie mode, that actually will protect your eyes. Again, the main thing is you do not want to have it pointed directly at the sun so that you might move away and see it with your unprotected eyes.
Yes.
So let me use this opportunity to talk about safety reminders too, about just making sure, like you just said, that it's the overall view.
You know, if you're in the partial solar eclipse, make sure that you always have your glasses on to look at the sun. The only time that is safe to take off the glasses is when you're all completely, like the moon completely blocks the surface of the sun in totality. As soon as you see that diamond ring effect, that's the timing to actually put back your glasses to look back at that amazing event.
And John, let's get one more social question before we go to the next phase here. We're just having too much fun here.
Starting to get cold and dark here too in Charleston. I think this is pretty obvious by all of us outside right here, but is it